Go for Papa JJ.
Hello, Jeff. I've got a friend of yours here.
Adam?
Yeah, it's Adam. And I got a little friend of yours here. And a gun.
What are you talking about, man?
I'm talking about I want $10 million.
Alright, yeah, okay. I think you're trying to get blood from a stone here, Adam. I don't know. What friend are you talking about?
A friend of yours that loves bananas. And a friend who's going to be very sorry if you don't cough up the cash quick.
The monkey? You have the monkey, Adam?
Yeah, you're real quick. Figured that out. Now figure out how to get me my money.
Adam?
Yeah?
Shouldn't you have done this somewhere where I couldn't beat the crap out of you?
Maybe.
Is that a water gun?
Yeah?
Put down the phone, Adam.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Jeff John Cox.
And I'm Adam Scott.
We're at TNT Movie Geeks, and we just had to break down a door to get in our studio.
And here we are.
This week's movie was The Taking of Pelham 123, a remake of The Taking of Pelham 123, spelled out, from the 1970s. But I think our breaking through the door had more action. It had more drama.
It did. It had a little tragedy there.
It did.
That door bites. In The Taking of Pelham 123, you've got the main character Walter Garber, who's just an everyday Metro Transit Authority rail dispatcher in New York City. Keeps the subway running on time. He has a very bad day at work, though, when a very dangerous man he knows only as Ryder, played by John Travolta, decides that one of the trains can be used to make a lot of money.
And director Tony Scott, who has done everything from Top Gun to Crimson Tide to True Romance to Enemy of the State to Domino to Deja Vu, which also starred Denzel Washington. He is the brother of Ridley Scott, best known for Gladiator and Alien. But director Tony Scott kind of adds a frenetic pace to this that wasn't in the original film, and I think sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. He uses a lot of freeze frames. He uses a lot of slow motion and kind of stop motion with the photography, and it's really interesting. And sometimes it gets old, and I think it takes away from some of the action. Denzel Washington I thought was superb, and I thought that John Travolta as the hostage taker was a little over the top in some places, but a lot more toned down than say he was as the bad guy in Broken Arrow.
One thing I've got to mention in comparing this to the 1974 original is that one starred Walter Matthau in the title role of Zach Garber. In this one, Denzel Washington plays Walter Garber, so it's kind of a nice homage to the late Walter Matthau. In the original, it was a very different kind of picture. At the time, it was much less important to be anywhere near what is now thought of as politically correct. So there were a lot of jokes, and there was a lot of very racist humor in it, frankly. Although most of the main characters generally stayed away from that, that was still actually, the humor was still a very important component in terms of adding some levity and also some depth to the minor characters in this, or in the original. This one, the minor characters, you don't really get to see that much, not even so much for comedy. They're just kind of there, being quiet, trying not to get shot, which maybe a bit more realistic, but it doesn't make for as fun of a ride because it's just about the action here.
Yeah, I thought it was enjoyable. It was a nice little ride, but I think Speed already redid it. I think it's basically the same premise.
Yeah, and there are really a lot of other movies actually that borrowed from the original that I think this may have tried to stay away from, and in doing that, it lost a lot of the humor of the original.
Yeah, but it was very action-packed and a fun little popcorn film. Now it's time for this week's
Worst Movie News Ever!
This week's worst movie news ever. They're making a Where's Waldo movie.
Where?
Which I can only imagine would be like this. No, that's a banana. Oh, there he is! He's by the clown! I see him.
Yeah.
That was this week's
Worst Movie News Ever!
They took his family. They took his life. They gave him a jaunty striped sweater.
Where's Waldo? It has to be PG-13 for nudity. Well, next week We have a comedy. It's Jack Black and Michael Cera.
Going way back.
Yeah, and it's Year One, directed by a Ghostbuster.
Nice.
Yeah, Egon Spengler. All right, well, that's next week. I'm Jeff John Cox.
And I'm Adam Scott.
We'll see you then.